Between the 5th and 15th centuries, the art of storytelling operated as a highly functional survival mechanism for medieval society. Civilizations faced the challenge of transmitting complex cultural and moral frameworks to a population that lacked access to written texts. Medieval poetry and drama functioned as structural technologies designed specifically to bridge this literacy gap. We will first analyze the cognitive mechanics of oral poetry before tracking the spatial evolution of dramatic performance in the public sphere. Viewing these works as civic tools for societal cohesion reveals the structural origins of modern storytelling. Poetry in the Middle Ages existed as an oral medium, living in the space of sound and memory rather than on a page. Poets organized their work around three primary subjects: religion, heroism, and the details of daily life. While heroic epics preserved cultural values and celebrated bravery, religious poetry functioned to disseminate Christian doctrine. This required the storyteller to accurately recite thousands of lines of narrative without the aid of a written script. To ensure the public understood the message immediately, poets utilized simple, direct language. For the purpose of long-term memorization, they engineered two specific structural tools: rhythm and repetition. This diagram shows how rhythmic meter and repetitive stanzas work together as a data compression algorithm for the human brain. A rigid rhythmic pattern allows the storyteller to instinctively anticipate the phonetic shape of every subsequent line. Structural repetition then anchors the most vital moral data, ensuring the audience retains the lesson long after the performance concludes. These phonetic mechanics were a form of mnemonic engineering that ensured cultural survival in an era without books. The auditory techniques of poetry eventually transitioned into the physical space of the church, where religious instruction took the form of physical embodiment. In the Middle Ages, religious rituals often began with a solemn procession of robed figures moving toward a candlelit altar. The earliest forms of medieval theater occurred exclusively within the architecture of the church. These performances are categorized by scholars as liturgical dramas. Liturgical dramas were integrated, live-action extensions of the standard church service. Church authorities restricted the source material for these plays to stories found directly in the Bible. This provided a visual language for a congregation that could not read the Latin scriptures being recited. Because they took place near the altar, these dramas were shaped by the physical constraints and solemnity of the cathedral interior. Early drama functioned as a three-dimensional visual aid, regulated by the church to enforce specific theological doctrines. The physical scale and popularity of these performances eventually reached the limits of the cathedral's interior. Drama moved through the church doors and into the public space of the town square. This shift into the secular sphere led to the development of three specialized subgenres. This architectural flowchart tracks the migration from the altar to the square, where the medium split into three distinct pillars. The first pillar consists of mystery plays. Mystery plays focused on dramatizing chronological events from the Bible. The second pillar defines miracle plays. Miracle plays centered on the lives, suffering, and divine acts of the saints. The third pillar introduces the morality play. Morality plays taught ethical and moral lessons to the common man by moving away from strict religious history. To deliver these lessons, writers invented the mechanic of the symbolic character. This illustration shows how abstract concepts were given human form to create dramatic tension for a protagonist. By personifying ideas like good deeds or greed, these plays forced both the protagonist and the audience into active moral decision-making. Mystery plays provided biblical history, miracle plays provided inspiration, and morality plays provided civic ethics. This physical migration transformed drama into a multifaceted tool for public education. All medieval literature shared a foundational connection to the religious and societal structures of the time. These structural forms were the direct result of an illiterate public requiring accessible, visual education. This diagram synthesizes how poetic audio mechanics and the three pillars of drama form the bedrock of modern storytelling. These rigid constraints produce the performance styles we utilize today. A direct evolutionary line connects the town square to the architecture of modern drama. The Middle Ages functioned as a rigorous testing ground for narrative engineering. The rhythmic cadence of a modern song and the ethical arc of a contemporary film are built on the functional technologies perfected centuries ago.